Hey everybody, and welcome to another live edition of the Sewing Report. I'm Jennifer Moore, your host, helping you discover your love of sewing, and we've got a very special show for you today because we're talking about the holidays. I know it's only September, but when you look at the calendar, we're only 3 months away from Christmas. So if we're gonna have a handmade holiday, we gotta get in gear now, right? So that's what we're gonna be talking about in this show. So stay tuned, and I'm going to pop up the chat box pretty soon, and we're going to chat about our, what kind of gifts we like to make for the holidays. You know, I'm going to share some of my favorite tutorials and types of projects that I like to sew as gifts, and I would love for you guys to share what kind of projects you like to make to give to other people. And at the end of the show, I'm going to share some non-sewing holiday favorites that I think you will also enjoy. So definitely stay tuned for the show. And thank you guys so much for joining me. We do this every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. I do a live show and we chat about, you know, different sewing topics. It could be gifts. It could be, you know, different types of fabric or things that are affecting our community, different issues. We've talked about crafts in the past. So if you enjoy that sort of thing, feel free to subscribe to this channel because that's what we do here. Also on Thursdays, I also drop videos. They're a bit random. Some of them are more tip videos, some are tutorials, some are just things that I've made, or some vlog type videos about my sewing projects. So I like to do that because I want to share my love of sewing with all of you. So thank you guys so much, and hold on a second. But yes, and I know it's only September, but I've even got some Christmas music that we're going to enjoy. So I'm pretty excited about this. Alright, you should be hearing We Wish You Merry Christmas right now. So throughout this show, we're gonna pump up the Christmas tunes, because it's never too early for that, right? In fact, I enjoy Christmas music, although sometimes it gets towards the end of the season, you're like, okay, enough, alright, let's just get radio stations, let's just get back to the regular, you know, top 40 stuff. But, you know, they gotta do what they gotta do, right? So, alright, we've got a couple people joining us right now. We've got Vic, we've got Kate. Wow, okay, lots of Canadians here. Welcome Canada. Got Zena and Stephanie from West Virginia. Oh, Amber is joining us from Washington. And Amber is actually a friend of mine, and she has a really cool company called Milk and Sugar Baby. So definitely check her out. She sells really cute and practical items for babies and for moms. I don't have any kids, but her stuff looks so tempting. I've been like, wow, you know what? I don't have a kid, but that stuff looks really cool, so maybe I should just buy one anyways. I don't know. And Vic, yes. And also, Vic, don't worry, because in the description box below, I have posted links to a lot of the things I'm going to be talking about. And I just kind of tried to find some decent, simple tutorials for pretty easy, like, DIY holiday projects. And I've also got a poll today. So up in the, like, if you look in the upper right-hand corner and you click the I, I've got a poll question. It's will you be making your own holiday gifts this year? There's 3 answers. You can answer yes, no, or you're unsure at this point if you're going to make your own holiday gifts. I've off and on tried to do it in the past. Some years I'm like more successful than other years, and then, like, you know how it is, you're trying to do stuff at the last minute and you're like, I don't know if this is gonna work. But when I'm doing projects, I always try to think of things in, like, how many weekends do I have left to get this done? So people, we've got like 12 weekends before Christmas. 12 weekends for you to make all of your holiday gifts. So I would recommend, if you are trying to have more of a handmade Christmas and you're trying to make your own gifts, I know it's only September and fall literally just started the other day, but now is the time. Don't procrastinate, because you don't want to end up like me, where, you know, it's like the week of Christmas and you're still trying to finish Christmas gifts. You don't want to be there. And I personally really like making my own gifts. I don't buy for a ton of people. Like, my family's fairly small. So typically, and my husband and I actually don't really exchange Christmas gifts, which sounds kind of like, I don't know, like crazy. We don't really do gifts for each other. Sometimes over Christmas there'll be something we want, so we'll decide to go get it, like a TV or something. But he and I don't really exchange a lot of gifts. I don't know. I guess his mantra is, if you want it, just get it yourself. You know, we're both adults. We have, you know, we have access to money. So, between he and I, we don't normally do Christmas gifts. Although one year, I've mentioned this in a previous show, I lost my wedding ring like under the fridge. And one year he did gift me a new wedding ring, a new nicer wedding ring that was not from Amazon. Although the Amazon wedding ring was very practical and very cheap. So I'm a fan. But, you know, it was kind of nice to get like a nice piece of jewelry from your husband every once in a while. I don't know, I'm a girl, so I can't help myself. Hey everybody, we've got Rita from Tampa. Hello, no Empress Noel. That's a very regal sounding username. We got Sarah. Yes, and Sarah says the holidays always sneak up on me. They sneak up on me too. So that's why I was like, you know what? Let's just do this now, because, you know, it's never too early to start talking about Christmas, and I figured maybe I can help inspire you guys, and also it could be like a friendly reminder to start making your Christmas gifts. All right, okay, Caroline, can you hear the holiday music now? All right, I've got, you should be hearing Joy to the World. It might be, I could turn up the volume. I guess here's my pet peeve with channels or videos with music on it. Sometimes the music is like super loud, so you can't hear the person talking. So if you can hear the music, Carolyn, let me know. If you can't, I will turn the volume up slightly. And I even did like a test run before the show to make sure you could sort of hear the music. But okay, and we've got Amber. Yeah, I'm always shopping for others, so it's a gift just to be able to shop for myself. Awesome. And Kirsten, you normally teach on Sunday. Well, glad you're here as well. And thank you guys, everybody, for joining me. This is so much fun, and I've actually been really enjoying like planning for the shows. Like I've actually been planning, like getting some elements together, like photos and all the links. And you know, I'm trying to up the production. I may in time upgrade the web camera. So we'll see. Right now it's in 720p, which I know is for YouTube is like ancient, but we will see. Okay. So Carolyn, you can't hear anything. I don't know. Okay, so Barbara says she does not like music. And that's the thing, Barbara, like you, I often prefer videos without music because, especially if it's a tutorial, if the music just tends to like drown out the person talking. So I don't put music on a lot of my videos unless I feel it makes sense, or if it's something without talking, or if it's a part where that I feel like it makes sense, because I feel like a lot of times video creators will just go total overkill with the music and not really think about the storytelling. Anyways, Carolyn, I'm so sorry. You should be hearing it. I don't know. I could try to turn up I just don't want it to be like too loud. Maybe you'll be able to hear it, because when I did the test, I couldn't hear it in my audio, but when I played it back afterwards, I could hear it. Anyways, maybe you can only hear it on the replay. I don't know. I'll keep queuing up the music though at intermittent points. But in the description box, I have linked some of the types of projects that I really enjoy doing. So I'll tick them off real quick. One is we've got drawstring gift bags. I think those are good because, you know, you can use them as gift wrap. You can make a lot of them. And also, like, if you're buying someone like a small gift, you can also have then, you know, another handmade gift. Like in the drawstring gift bags, they're eco-friendly, they're reusable, and it's something that someone, you know, a lot of people just throw out wrapping paper. So a lot of people throw out wrapping paper, so I like the idea of giving reusable gift wrap so it's not a waste, and that the person can have something else nice along with the other gift you give them. Another one is napkins. I think napkins are really great. They don't take a ton of fabric. They're pretty quick, and they're something that, you know, someone can use on their holiday table. And I would also like to say, I know a lot of us will give holiday gifts with like Christmas fabric or like, you know, like themed fabric, but I also want to emphasize sometimes it's good to give the person a handmade gift with more neutral fabric so that they can use the item year round, because you know how it goes when you have like Christmas napkins. You don't use them in July, you only use them around the holidays. So if you're looking for something that the person can use all year round, also think outside the box and use some fabrics that are a little more like, you know, seasonally neutral. so that they don't, so that your gift gets used all the time rather than just one particular time of the year. For instance, last year I made my mom a table runner, and on one side, and I did post on my Instagram, it was quilted. On one side it had holiday fabric, cotton and steel's garland, but on the other side I put a very neutral fabric as the backing so that it was reversible. So one side was holiday and then the other side was something that could be used anytime. Alright, Kirsten says she likes making lavender and rosemary sachets because you can use beautiful tiny scraps of fabric. I like that. And she uses dried herbs in the garden. That sounds lovely. Alright, and we've got, let's see here. Carolyn, I love the idea of a reversible table run. Yeah, and table runners are easy, you know. And also, if you're trying to bust your stash, like I was trying to think of projects that I can really start going through my stash. I think table runners are good because they use quite a bit of fabric. It's a substantial gift, and if someone was trying to buy a table runner from a store, they're kind of expensive, which is kind of crazy. Once you start sewing, you start noticing like how much things cost that you make, and you start looking for it at Target and Walmart. And you know, they like Target sells napkins, you know, $15 for a pack of 4. You know, so really it's about the same price, maybe a little bit cheaper for you to make them, but you can use better, like the fabrics at Target and Walmart, I would say the quality is not that great. So you could make someone table linens or, you know, other home decor with much nicer fabric, and it still doesn't cost any more than it would for you to buy that thing. But anyways, so, okay. Oh, and Jason's joining us from Pink Castle Fabric. Welcome, welcome. And Sarah, I was watching one of your videos from last Christmas. You had donut pot holders. Oh, and Sarah, I did want to, like, this is a very old video, but I did do a video sew along for the donut pot holders if you'd like to check that out. I did end up making a mistake with them, but it turned out okay. So I do have that as an older video on the channel if you want to look under the how-to. Like, I think I have like a how-to or sew with me playlist, and it's under there if you want to check that out. And Jason, I do have a link to some reusable drawstring wine bag tutorial that I found at Craftsy. So I think that's a great idea as well. So Jason says, I'm always gifting my dad scotch. My mother-in-law gets wine, etc. A drawstring bag would be fast and would make it more personal. So yes, I do have linked below in the description box a tutorial / pattern for a reusable drawstring wine bag. Another thing you could do is if you have an embroidery machine, which you can get from Pink Castle Fabrics. So talk to Jason if you're interested. They sell Janome machines. Sorry, interesting segue there, but you know what? I had to go there. But if you're interested in that, you could embroider, like, you could monogram these gifts too. So not only could you make simple gifts like napkins or table runners, but if you have an embroidery machine or if you want to hand embroider it, you could put their initial on it. And that just, and you know, monograms are like all the rage right now, especially in the South. I don't know how it is in other areas, but women in particular love everything to be monogrammed. So if you do have the capability of monogramming, I think that's a good option for you to not only make gifts, but also make them custom too. I've got a love stamp. I like the idea of making pillowcases for kids. Yes, and I do have a link to pillowcases. Some other links I've gotten there are for, yeah, pillowcases 3 different ways. Coasters, another good hostess type gift. I've got links to Swoon Patterns and Sew Sweetness. Both of those websites have really great free tutorials for some bags and other types of items like that, like zipper pouches. So if you're looking to make something for like a girlfriend or for your mother or for like a lady in your life, you can sew them a bag for Christmas. I've done that for several gifts. You can do tote bags. So there's a lot of hand-sewn items that are fairly simple in construction, but I think the recipient would really enjoy them. And they're also kind of universal, so you could, even if you don't have the recipient in mind, you could make a bunch of them and at least have them on hand to give as gifts. I've done that with baby items. I've mentioned this before. I use my scrap knit fabrics to make some real simple baby pants and baby hat sets. and then I always save them, and then if someone has a baby, I've got a gift ready to go. So you can do a lot of things early on and then kind of decide the recipient later, and everyone enjoys a handmade gift, right? Got Vic, I've made pillowcases as wedding gifts as well. That's a great one too. And also the pillowcases you can use, there's endless tutorials for pillowcases. I found like a gazillion of them. And for wedding gifts or for like special gifts, you could embellish them with really cool items like lace or, you know, special trim. You could monogram them, of course. So what newlywed couple, maybe like make Mr. and Mrs. pillows. So that would be kind of cute. I really need to get an embroidery machine. I think that's, every time I see something, I'm like, wow, that would be cool if it had my initial on it or something. So maybe in the future, I will actually get an embroidery machine. We'll have to see. And Amber says, our city just banned plastic shopping bags, so reusable shopping bags are a great gift. That's a good one too, Amber. I like that. And so yeah, if you have a favorite, any sort of tutorials or types of gifts that you like to make for people, feel free to share those in the comments, because I would love myself, and I know everyone else watching would love to get some tips or get some inspiration. But yeah, I know it's September, but we're talking holidays here. It is never too early, right? I'm gonna try to get another Christmas song in here. I'm not sure if you can hear it or not, but you should be able to hear it at least on the replay, hopefully, because I was able to hear the Christmas music when I played it back. So hopefully, someone can hear some Christmas music. I'm trying here. But yeah, I thought I was kind of excited about this show because I think sewing for the holidays is something I really enjoy. Also, if you have someone really special, you could make them a quilt, but that's if you have like oodles of time. But if you wanted to go simpler, I've got a tutorial linked for a DIY fleece blanket, which is something that's pretty affordable and fairly easy to make and not too time consuming. All right, we've got a couple other ideas. Vic says, I love coloring in the squares with crayons and ironing them out. It looks great. The tartan will bring it all together. That sounds cute. Carolyn keeps a stash of scented candles for last minute gifts. Just thinking I might monogram some covers for those. That's a great idea. You could put the scented candle in like a little monogram bag. That would be adorable. I've got Rasalik. I don't know if you said this already, but Christmas pajama pants are fun gifts and they don't need much fitting. That is a great suggestion, and I do have a link to some kids' PJs. Obviously, adult PJs kind of work the same concept-wise, and if you go on Pinterest or Google it, I again found like a ton of pajama pant tutorials. So they're definitely out there. There's also some patterns you can buy. And I have the book Love at First Stitch by Tilly Walnes. And in that book, there is a pattern for PJ pants that looks really good. I haven't tried that one out yet. I do need to actually do that. I've decided to try to sew through my stash and not buy as much fabric. So we'll see how that works out. So I'm trying to find all these projects that I can use my quilting cotton with so that I can use some of that up. We will see. All right, we've got Jason. Okay, Vic says, if you had an embroidery machine, nice quick gifts are towels. Get a towel on sale and monogram it. I like that too, and that's something like it's got like a sand release semi-homemade element. So you get towels already, and then you add your own custom flair. I really like that. So you could do, yes, monogram towels are great. Jason, we had someone embroidering tea towels as gifts. That's a good one. Isa Keeper Design says colorful tree skirts. Amber says I add snaps to towels so they don't slide off the towel rack. Great for homes with kids who often just throw the towel on the floor. Or adults, maybe, Amber, not just kids, right? And Amber, if you want to share how, like, do you have what kind of snap, do you use like the cam snaps or do you use the metal ones? Let us know more about your process, because I would like to do that. That sounds like a fun project. We've got Allison. Last year I made decoratively edged Christmas napkins for people. I used the Joann's Christmas print fabrics and serged the edges with Christmas colors of Gutermann bulky nylon thread. Oh, that sounds cute. So like you did like a real narrow rolled hem on it. That's awesome. And I need to try out that function on my serger. I have not yet, but I think that would be a really good way to make some real easy napkins. Jason, Brenda was in a swap once where she got a tea towel that had a few paper-pieced hexes hand appliqued to it. Sounds like a lot of work, but it's just a few pieces and a finished towel. That's cute. And I've done that. Last year, or the year before, I took some like real plain towel, like just hand towels or like kitchen towels from Amazon, and then I used fusible web and I appliqued some monogram fabric letters on it, and then I zigzagged around the edges. So I kind of made my own monogram out of fabric, and those went over really well. In fact, I've got some of them downstairs right now. And Jason, by the way, Jason, congrats once again for being the solo guy in here. If there's another guy in here, let us know. If you're a long time lurker, first time commenter. But Jason is boldly going where very few men have gone before. We've had a few guys in here, like Julian, and then there was Sewing Daddy. So we've got a few gentlemen joining us every once in a while. All right, and Amber says she uses cam snaps. And Amber, I don't have kids, but I have cam snaps, and I love them. I don't care if they're meant for kids. I think they're great as well. I like that idea. So you can add the snaps to the towels, and I like that. I like that quite a bit. Vic says she uses Velcro for hanging towels. Hello, Sequoia Luigi. Welcome, welcome. So yes, we are talking holiday sewing. And let us know, are you going in the comments, and I've got a poll question as well in the cards. So in your right hand corner, if you click on the I can add polls now. So I'm going to try to add a poll every week with a question of the day. So today's question is, are you going to be sewing your own Christmas gifts or holiday gifts this year? Yes, no, or you're unsure at this point. Let us know. And also in the comments, let us know more about your thought process with this. Do you find it too stressful to do this? Do you love doing it? I know people have all kinds of different opinions. So I'd love to know what yours is on sewing for the holidays. All right, and so Allison says, I need new ideas. Thank you for addressing the subject. You know what, and it's good to get together with people and kind of talk about, like sometimes a concept might be like super simple, but we didn't think about it before. Like I didn't really think about just buying towels and monogramming them. That would be awesome. Barbara says, IKEA has towels really cheap. I need to get some. Everyone at work always wants a monogram towel. And yeah, that's something that's like pretty easy and quick, but it's something that really, I think, has a really big impact as a gift. Because when people get something custom, like a bag with their name on it or a towel with their initial on it, that's just a really special thing to do. And even though it doesn't take a ton of time, it's something that if they were to go and buy monogram towels, those are really expensive. So you're giving them a little piece of luxury that's handmade, which I think is awesome. All right, and Sequoia just woke up from a nap. Well, hey, you know what? I hope it was a restful sleep for you. Vic says, I feel like everyone likes a set of placemats, Christmas or not. I like to do double-sided. I like that. So you do reversible placemats, Vic. And I do have a link to a tutorial for reversible placemats if anyone's interested. Oh, and there was another one that I want to tell you about. So one of the tutorials, I was literally just looking on Pinterest for cool tutorials to share with you that I found. I've also got Christmas stockings. Okay, and you guys need to check out, I linked to something called DIY ornament pillows. I stumbled upon this very creative blog that just does different sorts of DIY projects. And this lady made really cute, like super cute pillows that looked like Christmas ornaments, like the ball kind. So you need to check out that link because that one is one of my favorites. So she used shiny fabrics, like she used like silver lame to be the metal part, and then she used like silver rope to be like the hanging part. And so she basically made like a round pillow and then attached the thing that looks like the little metal part of the ornament. The pillows are super cute, so if you're looking for like a fun gift or some fun home decor for the holidays, check out the link below for DIY ornament pillows. They're super, I swear, they're like so cute. And a lot of some of the DIY blogs you find, some of the quality of the instructions and like the project itself doesn't look that hot, but these actually look pretty good. So I wanted to I made sure to check out all the tutorials first to make sure that the quality was was in line with what I want to promote. I don't want to give you crappy sewing tutorials. I see those all the time and I don't like them. It's a pet peeve of mine. But you need to check out the DIY ornament. The only part that I didn't like about this tutorial is that she used like hot glue at one part, but you know what? For being not really much of a seamstress, I thought the tutorial was actually pretty okay for it. And her finished product was awesome. So she used like fleece or like velvet and then lame, and also the colors she picked were like more chic. Like she used like hot pink and like emerald green versus just red and green. But I think those ornament pillows looked super cute, and I could definitely see myself making something. I'm a really big fan of anything that looks very like pop culture-y or like is a little bit more unique. Like I'm always looking at purses. I'm always looking at like funky purses. I'm like obsessed with them. So that's something I do all the time. But definitely check out the DIY ornament pillows because those are like really, really cool. So anyways, sorry, that was, I needed to gush for a minute. Okay, Sunny says about sewing her own gifts. Yes, maybe, but not all, and I try not to stress out. And thank you for the great ideas. Yes, not stressing out is an important thing. You don't want your holidays to get too overwhelming. And I think that's one reason why James and I don't really go huge for the holidays. A few years ago, we did actually start putting up like a small Christmas tree, but nothing that's like super crazy. I don't do a lot of holiday decorating. We don't do any holiday entertaining, I'm gonna be honest. So at least I don't have to worry about that. But sometimes it can just get a little stressful, so just take a break and don't try to do everything. Got a couple more comments. Okay, Allison, I did not know how to do the rolled edge on my serger last year, so I did closely spaced serging stitches on those napkins. Awesome, but you learned this year. Well, you know what, Allison, you can make more napkins this year. And I did see a tutorial, I've seen a couple tutorials for narrow rolled edges on the serger, so I need to try that out. Because that would make a great gift, and you don't have to worry about, like, the cool thing about doing that is you don't have to worry about like folding over the edges and ironing them. Although a couple tutorials on link do that. But that's a real quick way of making napkins that still look good. Sequoia is going to make decorative pillows as a gift, maybe monogramming them. And then Amber says, I've hand sewn felt ornaments before. I don't know if she still sells the kit, but I got them from Posy Gets Cozy. I like the name of that. Is that like an Etsy shop or something? That sounds pretty cool. Carolyn, in the past I made tiny Christmas cakes in washed out cans for the older people in my life. That sounds cute. Now I'm thinking that the whole thing could go in a fabric gift bag. That sounds lovely. And Sarah says, I'm making winter flannel PJ pants for the whole family. Ooh, Simplicity 8179. And they have pockets. That's okay. And she's going to do a Christmas card photo. Of course. Of course. That sounds really cute. Laura, I always have intentions to make at least one handmade item for each person in my list, but usually end up starting way too late and not getting very many done. I think I need a goal calendar. You know, that's a great idea too. So you could take a calendar. Like I keep a calendar for all my sewing report stuff here just to make sure. And I also, you know, obviously I shoot a lot of my videos a few weeks in advance and edit them, so that I'm not like rushing at the last minute, so I'm trying. But having a timeline for what you're doing makes sense, I think. Alright, we've got Amber. Alicia Paulson makes the felt ornament kits I mentioned. That sounds awesome. Alright, and Sequoia, tutorials that have super long intros and then they go on for most of the video about why they're doing the tutorial. Then it's like a minute of tutorial and bad camera work. Pet peeve. You know, that is a pet peeve of mine as well. Or, for the blogs, I like how it'll say like DIY tutorial on it, and then you go to the blog and there's really no instructions. Like they'll have like I think you know the ones I'm talking about. You go there and there's like a handwritten diagram of what they did, and like, you know, it's like cut out pieces, sew together. Like that'll be the I'm like, how is that a tutorial? Like I feel like the standard or the bar for tutorial quality is like just all over the place for DIY and sewing stuff. So when I tried to find a list of tutorials, I looked at all of them to make sure that like, is this an okay tutorial or is this a really crappy one? So I tried to pick tutorials that I've personally used, or they were on websites that I've used before, and I looked at the instructions to see if they were helpful or not, and if they like some of them I didn't choose, like if the instructions just were not there, because honestly that drives me crazy. Alright, so Sunny says, I made star-shaped ornaments with red cotton fabric and Santa beards with felt. Oh, that sounds cute. I sewed and linked the edges. Oh, and Kate, I want to acknowledge you for bringing this holiday entertaining. Oh, well, hopefully, yes, hopefully you find this entertaining. Hopefully, but we're having some fun in here and sharing some great holiday ideas. Yeah, and Allison says, you're smart to keep the holidays low-key. Allison, that's the only way I do things. Also, because I work in news, I don't know if you're aware, a lot of the people in my business, we tend to work holidays. So after you've been doing it a few years, you barely know when the holidays are. Like except for like Christmas and the super obvious holidays, I don't associate like President's Day with the day off, or I don't celebrate July 4th with the day off because I'm usually always working on most of those holidays. I've worked most Thanksgivings. So like it's just one of those businesses where you typically don't get to celebrate the holidays. Like I saw a funny video about some, it was like a news spoof video. He plays it's called Gary Vosod. And he has a YouTube channel, but there's like a holiday promo, and let me find it and this kind of really sums up the news business quite well. But this guy's like, I'm celebrating Christmas on the my family and I will have a wonderful dinner on the 28th. And that's like, it's just very like true to life. So I do find this guy, I think he's like an actor, but he did, I believe actually, I think he did actually work at a news station for some time. But yeah, I'll share this with you because this is, and Vosot, so this guy's like, moniker's Gary Vosot. Vosot is a term for a format of story. So Vosot means like voiceover and then sound on tape. So it's just one of those things where it's like an insider TV news joke. I don't know. So it's kind of funny. I don't know. Anyways, that's kind of random, but that's if you want to get a sense of what it's like working in the news business, that is what it's like. All right, we've got Vic. A lot of people around here make napkins for Christmases, and they look cool. That's a half circle. They're a half circle. You know what, Vic? I have found those types of tutorials. I think I saw one on this YouTube channel called Embroidery Library. Let me find it, because it was actually pretty cool. So basically, you can embroider like a Christmas tree on it, and then like, it was like one of those ones where you fold it up and it looks like a tree. It was actually kind of cool. Oh, here we go. Embroidered Christmas tree napkins. Yes. All right. Vic, I'm linking this to you right now. All right. And Vic says, are there any small projects that we can make to add to gifts? That's a good question too. I would say, Vic, if you wanted to, like we were talking about earlier, if you wanted to put your Christmas gifts in a handmade bag, I think that would be cool, because then the bag is a gift as well. And that's something, and also you don't have to, like, you can just make a bunch of bags ahead of time and then save them for gifts. Yes, and Vic, I have linked to the embroidered Christmas tree napkins. Like, you don't need to have the embroidery, but, like, they give you the basic concept of how it all works, and it actually was pretty cool. Okay, we've got, Sarah, what is it about Christmas that makes us completely underestimate how much time it takes to make gifts? I always plan for so much and then get to Christmas and have nothing done. Oh, yes, I think we all know that feeling, and if anyone has, any tips or suggestion or inspiration on maybe how to manage our time load, share your tips for de-stressing and for managing all of this Christmas craziness, because I think we could all use some help. And okay, we've got Suzanne just made pillowcases with glow-in-the-dark fabric for Halloween. Oh, that sounds so cute. Aww. Anyways, yeah, we're having a lot of fun in here, and I'm loving all your comments, so thank you guys so much for weighing in. I just thought this would be a fun show to talk about, and, it's just something that we think about it too late, and it's already almost October, guys, so we have literally 3 months until Christmas. It's not that long, and it's like, Christmas is the same time every year, but somehow we manage to forget. And Jason says, we made a free tutorial for a keychain or a lanyard. Okay, so that, I imagine, is on the Pink Castle Fabrics blog. So that would be cute. That would be awesome. Yeah, and that's a good thing. Oh, and Amber says sew fabric gift card holders. That's a good one. Love Stamp says luggage tag. That's a good, and especially if you're traveling for the holidays, that's something that someone can put on their luggage right away and use. So that would be pretty cool. But I mean, there's so many handmade gifts you can make. I think and that's the thing with our sewing ability, we can really make anything. Like my husband actually sewed some gifts for his dad one year. Like I think he made him like a zip up case for something. So I mean, even not just for the ladies, but for the guys, there's a lot of gifts you can sew. Also, I like to sew practical items. Like maybe you make dress shirts. You could make a dress shirt for your dad or for your husband. You could make wallets. You could do oh, what was I thinking? You could do like, all right, not to get too TMI, but you could do boxer shorts. Everybody needs underwear, or you could make underwear, like this is a pretty personal gift, but you could make underwear for kids or for, your girlfriends, maybe in fun knit prints. You'd have to know their size, and you'd have the type of relationship with that you would gift them underwear. Like, I wouldn't do that for like a Secret Santa thing at work or something, but for like a close friend or for a relative, especially if you're exchanging gifts one-on-one, like you might not want to. I remember when I was a kid, my grandma would gift me like underwear for holidays, but like it would be like for Christmas where you're opening up presents with everybody. So if you're opening up gifts in a group setting, like it was so embarrassing opening the underwear when like our whole family is there. Like that was a little weird. But if you're exchanging gifts like just the two of you, that would be I think it would be okay. Or like, but that can get kind of weird when you're opening lingerie up with your like grandpa sitting there and stuff. Like that just gets a little strange and awkward. But yeah. And Kirsten wants to remind us it's 91 days till Christmas. Yeah, that's not that long. That's not that long. And if you're the kind of person, like if you're a weekend warrior like me, that's only 12 weekends really, so there's not a lot of time. Sequoia says, I need to finish this costume. Okay, I'm just imagining is that for Halloween? I finally tackled the pleated skirt, and that's a lot of work. All right, she says, I'm definitely giving underwear for Secret Santa. Laura, I'm hoping to make a few medium-sized zipper bags and use the bags to put the gift inside. Then they'll have a handmade item they can use with their gift inside. That is perfect. And I think zipper bags, zipper pouches, or like, the boxy pouches are perfect gifts or perfect wrapping, because that's something, they're so versatile. You can use them for anything. You can use them for like a makeup bag. You could use them for sewing supplies. Kids can use them for crayons. There's so much stuff. Okay, Empress Noel, I think fun boxes would be great for, okay, you guys are, all right, do it at your own risk. I was just kidding about the Secret Santa thing, but that would be kind of, that could be comical if it was a white elephant gift and you found some really weird fabric. You could make some really off the beaten trail type of stuff. That would be kind of funny. Vic says, I will be getting laid off mid-October. Vic, I'm so sorry. Wow. That's quite a bomb to drop. I hope you're going to be okay, Vic. But let us know if you need anything, and also if there's anything we can do to help you in your, I don't know if you're trying to segue into another career or if what your plans are, but we'll definitely be thinking about you, Vic, and I know that means you'll have lots of time, but hopefully everything's going to be okay with you. I'm so sorry to hear that, though. Oh. Kirsten says, last year I made some silk eye pillows for a good friend who is a yoga instructor. That is a good one. But yeah, let's definitely send prayers and well wishes to Vic. And Vic, if there's anything you need, please let us know. Because I know that's getting laid off is never, it can be a very stressful situation and definitely very difficult. So if there's anything you need, I know we're going to more of a serious tone here, but please let us know, and our thoughts are with you, Vic. You've been a great part of our community, and we love you, Vic. So I just wanted to say that. I'm so sorry to hear that, though. But hopefully, you know what, though? I will say this. I've known a lot of people who've gotten laid off and fired, and a lot of them actually went on to better careers afterwards. So just know that the best may be yet to come. I know right now it might be very difficult, but please know that this is not the end and your future is bright, because there's always something else you can do, and there's always new things you can try. So we wish you the best, Vic. And also she's making a double-sided wall hanging for her in-laws. That is so sweet of you. They each liked a different winter scene, so I said, why not both? Well, that's a good idea, and a wall hanging is good. A good home decor. All right, and Sequoia says, I made a zippered pouch for my friend's daughter, and she loves it. And you know, I don't have any kids, so I don't have a lot of experience with, I've made some things for the little people, like clothing and things like that, but if anyone has any suggestions for gifts for kids other than the PJs I linked, let us know as well. And Jason says, anybody with any nerdy friends, drawstring bags are useful for the gaming types. Board games, dice games, a great nerdy boy gift. I like that. All right, and let's see. Sarah, how about the gift is that you take someone out to pick the fabric they like. You could give them choices for things you feel comfortable making and let them choose the item as well. You know, Sarah, that's an idea. If you have the time to do that, and you think the person would really appreciate that, that would be great. Maybe for a close family member, like a sibling or like your mom, one of your parents or kids. I think that would be great. Vic says, I work in home care. I'll get my job back eventually when we get another client, but not sure when. Okay, that's good news. Okay, so basically, and Vic, I will say this, my own dad dealt with that a lot. My dad was in the trucking industry. He worked for a company called Yellow Freight for quite a few years. And he worked for a couple other trucking companies, and that would happen to him too. Sometimes they would get laid off for a few months and then get picked back up. So I know how that is, but again, I'm so sorry to hear that, but hopefully everything will turn out well for you. And we really appreciate you being part of all this, and I guess on the upside, you get more sewing time. But hopefully everything's going to be okay. And Zena has advice, always heard when one door closes, another opens. It's been true in my life. Zena, I think that's very, very true advice. That's great advice. And I've heard that as well. And I found that to be, you know, sometimes doing things that scare you are really frightening in the moment, but when you look at the big picture, it ends up being a really good thing for your life. So hopefully everything turns out good. But yes, I know what it's like to have at least have a parent that would be out of work for several months at a time and then get back into it. And I think it also had something to do, he was in like a union. So it had something to do with like if they couldn't meet union negotiations. Like there were a few times I think that the guy, like his industry went on strike, or they, you know, did something like that. I don't know. This was in the north. There really aren't a lot of unions in the south where I live now, but it was definitely a part of life growing up, and it could be very difficult and challenging. All right, and okay, Empress Noel has a good comment. I would love for everyone to check out #gratitude project posted by a YouTuber and so inspirational. Empress Noel, tell us more about gratitude project. That sounds really neat, actually. And Amber says rag dolls, stuffed toys are good for kids. That's great too. Juanita, welcome, Juanita. You're a new name to the live show. I'm thinking of making grocery tote bags because in California we now have to pay for bags at stores. Plus, in the past, I've seen others' DIY projects on the floor dirty for the dogs. Ugh. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like some of the DIY projects I see on Pinterest, like they're kind of cute and they look good for pictures, but on a practical level, like I just don't see myself getting a lot of use out of some things. Like some things, again, like making things to make things is fun, but sometimes you want to make a gift that's a little more practical and something that you're going to use every day. Amber says, oh, she's got a couple more suggestions. Beanbag toss games and tic-tac-toe games. Oh, those are adorable. I like that. All right, we'll have to find some tutorials on those. Those sound awesome. AC says, I like stackable rings. There are several patterns online. Scraps and materials is all you need. And parents of babies and young toddlers like those. That sounds adorable. Suzanne says, fabric-wrapped clothesline bowls and trivets are nice gifts. Oh, I like it. And I have seen a few tutorials for making rope bowls, and then you can use scrap fabric. So that's one thing. It's very colorful, and it's also very, a good way to bust through the stash. So that's a good one, too. But yeah, this has been a really fun show, guys. I was kind of like, I hope people don't think it's too early for this stuff, but apparently not, because we're all enjoying talking about this stuff. So I'm pretty jazzed. And yeah, and I also do want to share a couple things I found for the holidays that I thought you guys would enjoy. Okay, oh, Sequoia, on a side note, my cat uses my fabric stash boxes as beds. Okay, so does the cat, like, get into the fabric? Like use the fabric as, like, sort of like a little nest? That sounds like, aw. And AC says, I've also done the child's name in alphabet pillows. Oh, that's adorable. Although, I imagine the making each letter probably takes you a little bit of time. So that's definitely a labor of love there. And in non-sewing news, I wanted to share some things I found on the internet that I thought you guys would enjoy. Okay, so you all know that I am a Game of Thrones avid watcher. And I found this on Amazon, and I thought it was kind of crazy, but also I'm kind of intrigued. Game of Thrones wine, everybody. So if you're looking for some, a way to get through the holidays, a lot of people like booze. Like as Jason was mentioning earlier, if you're looking for something to go in those reusable drawstring wine bags, and you have some Game of Thrones loving friends or family members, yeah, I guess and how this usually works, I'm sure Game of Thrones licensed the name to some, winery. But I saw these on Amazon, and these are linked below, by the way. So you can actually get the wine shipped to you in several states, which I think is kind of a new thing. It's called Amazon Wine. So now there's really no reason for you to leave your house now that you can get booze delivered to you. Also, a good, like we were talking about those drawstring wine bags. Yeah, wine or a bottle of liqueur, maybe to help stock somebody's bar or wine cabinet would be good, especially if that person needs a little bit of stress relief. Okay, oh, and Jason says there's Game of Wines beer too. That's actually pretty good stuff. But yeah, I saw this on Amazon, and I had to share this because I thought it was kind of kooky. But this 3-pack is I think it's like $99 or $75 or something, one of the two. But it is linked below. If you're interested in if you really love Game of Thrones and wine and you want both, they sell the bottles individually as well. But I noticed when you buy the combo pack, the shipping is I think the shipping is like 1 cent. So if you want to save on shipping, I guess you get like multiple bottles. But I noticed Amazon Wine has like a bunch of other wines too. I've gotten wine shipped to me once, although it was in the summer in Florida, and by the time the wine got to me, I think the heat had gotten to it, so it didn't taste very good. But now that it's getting colder, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that the wine, now that it might not be sitting in 100-degree weather, the winter months are probably better for shipping wine. So if you're gonna try to order wine, I would definitely recommend try to do it in the winter, when it's not super hot. Because when we ordered it from like some wine club or whatever, it got to us and it just tasted like vinegar at that point. We've got Russell Leak, if you are into leatherwork, you can make cute small projects like tassels. Oh, I like that. And then Vic says, I received rye as a gift. My fave is actually a Trailer Park Boys liquor, so tasty. It's called Liquorman's Canadian Whiskey. That sounds very rugged. I like that. And then Suzanne says, chalkboard fabric trimmed with cute novelty fabric makes good placemats for kids. That's great. Oh, I like that. But yeah, anyways, Game of Thrones wine, I was very mesmerized by this, and I spent a lot of time looking at the wine selection. But they've got like a Chardonnay, Cabernet. The Cabernet Sauvignon is the most expensive. That's the one in the middle. And then there's a red blend, and the red blend is like the cheapest. But I noticed the shipping was way cheaper if you buy like a few of them. But they had a few different combo packs. You could also get Game of Thrones like little like glasses, which I thought was kind of interesting. So if you're fresh off the season 7, you're still riding the season 7 high, and you want to bring Game of Thrones into your holiday entertaining, Game of Thrones wine might be the way to go. Also, I think it'd be cool if they sold like an Iron Throne, I don't know, something Iron Throne like a wine, I don't know, maybe like a wine bottle holder, something like that. That would be kind of cool. But there was that. So I wanted to share that because I thought this was kind of hilarious and kind of awesome at the same time. The other thing is some music. So I will say that over the past year, I've become kind of obsessed with a certain musician, and she is coming out with a Christmas album, and that's Gwen Stefani. So Gwen Stefani, her album, I think, is coming out on October 6th, and I've linked that below also. It's available for pre-order. You can either get a physical CD or you can get, like, the digital download. But I love Gwen Stefani. I wasn't really I wasn't as into her back in, like, the early 2000 No Doubt days, but ever since she split up with Gavin Rossdale, I've been kind of obsessed with her. I'm not exactly sure why, but I feel like this new Gwen Stefani is a gal I can really get on board with. She looks amazing. She's almost like 48 years old, and she looks, I don't know how she keeps her face like that. I'm sure in Hollywood, they have a lot of help, but she still looks she looks insanely good for her age. And I really like the music she's been putting out. I thought her last album was very fun, and I actually listened to it in the sewing room or as I was, like, getting ready for work. And her Christmas album looks very promising. And of course, she's got a duet with Blake Shelton, who I also love. So I'm really into that idea. So I just listened to the single. It's like You Make Me Feel Like Christmas. And I think that's the single she's got with Blake Shelton, who, and by the way, are they not super cute together? I love it. I'm definitely shipping Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton. And side note, I do actually like country music. Even though I'm Asian and grew up in New York State, I still actually really enjoy listening to country music. So I enjoy, and their other duet together, Go Ahead and Break My Heart. I've listened to that song, like, probably hundreds of times and watched that voice performance, like, on repeat. I just think they're super cute together, and I just, like, you could see the chemistry. Anyways, I'm not usually into, like, talking about celebrities, but Gwen Stefani is just, you know, I think she is a perfect example of someone that continues to reinvent herself and just get better with time. She's like a fine wine, segueing from our Game of Thrones wine discussion. But yeah. Anyways, so yeah, and Sequoia, to think that Gwen Stefani is only 18 years old, and that's the thing, I don't know how she looks like that. Like, I love her. I would love to see what her secrets are for eyebrow shaping. That's my first question. And two, how does she keep her lipstick on that long? Her lipstick, like, and I follow her on Snapchat. Her Snapchat is very, like, fun and entertaining to follow. But in all of her snaps, she's always got, like, a full face of makeup on and this insane lipstick. And I don't know how she keeps it on all day and she'll be like out at Blake's ranch in Oklahoma, and she still has the lipstick on, but wearing, like, camo stuff. And I honestly don't know how she does it. But I would love to know her secrets. Her hair looks amazing. I just think, and her fashion sense. Oh, and by the way, Gwen Stefani does know how to sew. I've read a few articles, and she used to make her own costumes back in the early No Doubt days. And I guess in high school, she was always making her own fashion things. And of course, she's got the fashion line Lamb, but I just, you know, I like, she's like, I don't know, like, she's like my new, I don't know. I'm fangirling out a little over here, but I'm a fan. Okay, AC says her new CD is great as my Drive to Work CD. Yeah, and that's the thing, like, all of the songs on the album are good. So I'm really excited to see. I'm kind of curious, but you can actually, on YouTube, you can actually listen to the Christmas single with Blake. It's actually very cute. I think they need to write. I actually think the two of them need to do an album together with all duets. I think that would be amazing. So Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton, you're probably never going to watch this video, but if you are, please make a full-out album with just duets with the two of you. Maybe you could do some collabs with other artists as well, but mostly I just want more of the two of you. And then you can do a tour together. So they do the album, and then they go on a world tour, the two of them. I don't know what they would call the album. I don't know, Suck It, Gavin and Miranda. I don't know, but I just think it's kind of, I think them coming together is super cute. I don't even watch The Voice, but I have watched some clips of the two of them. I just think they're super cute together. So I'm a fan of this relationship and of the Christmas, like, I think she looks incredible. So yes, I've linked the album below if you're interested in checking that out. I am very excited to see what else is on the album. I'm not huge in music, but she's one of the few artists that I, like, kind of go out of my way to listen to her songs. I would say the other ones are, I do like Meghan Trainor. I think she's got like that old, 50s kind of vibe, which I love, like the retro vibe. And I think her voice is great. Okay, Sequoia says Katharine Hepburn is hot stuff. Hey, Katharine Hepburn is hot stuff. Yeah. And there's so many beautiful, there's been so many beautiful and amazing and talented women over the years that have gotten a lot of fame and notoriety. I think Katharine Hepburn is gorgeous. Also, I love Audrey Hepburn. I mean, there's so many old Hollywood people that that are even no longer alive that were just amazing back in the day. But I think Gwen Stefani is just I'm getting a little gushy here as well. And here's the thing, you can order the Game of Thrones wine and the album, and then you can drink wine while you're listening to the Christmas album. So you can do that, and you can do that as you're sewing. So you can do all three at once. So just trying to give you some suggestions for some holiday entertaining. Or you could just get drunk and listen to the Christmas album. You don't even have to sew, but, anyways, thank you guys for joining me. This has been a lot of fun. And if you, again, make sure to take the poll if you haven't already. In the right-hand corner, there is a little eye, and if you click on it, you can take the poll of the day, which is, do you plan to make your own homemade Christmas gifts this year? Are you going to have a handmade Christmas? Yes, no, or you're unsure? Oh, and we got some other, okay, great. Oh, Grace Kelly, Lauren Bacall. Oh, yes. Oh, and some other thing. Okay, oh, and there's one other thing I want to talk about before we go. Has anyone watched season 3 of Fuller House? I'm sounding like a real dork here, but I don't really care. I watched all of season 3 of Fuller House, and all I can say is, please put up the second part of season 3, because I need to see what happens. I'm very excited. I was very excited about Fuller House, and I watched the whole thing yesterday, and I'm jazzed. I love that show. I think Full House is one of those shows I probably will watch all of the Fuller House episodes back again from the beginning, because that's another show that I just can't get enough of. But anyways, guys, okay, the good thing about this video is that Jen is giving some holiday listening ideas, or I can watch old movies while sewing. You know what, you can do all, why not do all of them and drink your Game of Thrones wine, or drink wine in general. Or you can drink, if you can pick up a bottle of Vic's Liquorman's Canadian whiskey, and, really, then that'll help you get through the holidays. So anyways, this has been fun, and I will talk to you guys next week. I'm not really sure what we're going to talk about, but I'll think of something before then. And, okay, Barbara says, should I stick it out through season 1? Here's the thing, Barbara, about Fuller House. If you liked the original Full House, stick it, if you're like a diehard Full House fan, definitely watch all 3 seasons. If you don't really like Full House, though, you probably wouldn't like Fuller House. That's what I think. But if you love Full House, and also my favorite character on the show is, of course, Danny Tanner. And Danny Tanner makes frequent appearances throughout the whole thing. I just liked how much he liked to clean. I don't know, even though the real Bob Saget I know is like nothing like that. Oh, and Kirsten, discussing TV and movie sewing inspirations. Oh, I like that. Okay. Kirsten, I think you found a good topic for next week. So, are you thinking like outfits from TV, so basically like your dream outfits from TV shows and movies that you want to recreate? Is that what you mean? Because I think that sounds like a good topic. And I'll definitely share. I'll have to think of some of mine too. So, alright, so before next week, we think about some of our favorite looks from TV shows and movies that we would love to sew. Okay, I kind of like that. Alright, Alright, and Kate says, I'm a tea drinker while sewing until it is time to quit sewing, then time for wine. Oh yeah. Okay, Kirsten, alright, let's do it next week. I'm even gonna mark that on the calendar right now. Alright, so we'll do, and next week's actually gonna be the first week of October. Okay, so next week on the first we will do TV movie inspiration. I like that. Okay. And you can kind of, so maybe we can share like the outfit, like, you know, it was like, you know, if it was from a TV show, you could be like, it was from Grey's Anatomy, season 1, episode 18 or something, and then what the outfit is. Okay, I like that. I like that. All right, Kirsten, we will do that. So I will see you guys all next week. All right, Gwen, we're gonna say goodbye to Gwen Stefani, and I will see you guys next week then for another live edition of the Sewing Report. All right, I'll see you guys next week.